What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Jackson. Yes, I'm using a mic today because why the hell not? Power's here, and yes, you are seeing this correctly. I am back in the excellence corner. I'm home from college for the week for Thanksgiving, so yeah, y'all are getting a OG video. OGs remember that this is where I used to stand to make my videos. So yeah, but enough of the reminiscing. We're here to talk about something unfortunate, and it's that the Indianapolis Colts came up short against the Philadelphia Eagles, losing 17-16, blowing another lead and breaking Colts fans' hearts everywhere. I just have one question. Did Matt Ryan bring his blowing leads curse to Indianapolis? Because you need to take that back to Atlanta because we don't want that here. But who cares about any of that? Let's just get into the game. So the game starts off with the Colts actually scoring a touchdown on the opening drive. We scored a touchdown, so Jonathan Taylor rushing touchdown. Perfect drive, 10 plays, 8 runs. What we should have been doing the entire game. And go up 7-0. And then after a little while, Philly go on a 15-play drive, but end up having to settle for a field goal. So it's 7-3. And then towards the end of the first half, the Colts drive down and kick a field goal to make the score 10-3. And that's the score at halftime. And in the second half, the Colts get a strip sack on Jalen Hurts, but can't do anything with that and have to end up settling for a field goal, making the score 13-3. And then the Colts get the ball back at midfield after the Eagles go for it and don't get it. And then they drive down but settle for a field goal, but Chase McLaughlin misses it. So the score remains 13-3. A little bit more happens. Both teams going back and forth. And then the Eagles score a touchdown to make the score 13-10. And then after that, the Colts get the ball back, get a nice drive going. Then Jonathan Taylor fumbles the ball, giving the ball back to the Eagles with all the momentum. But then a couple plays later, A.J. Brown fumbles the ball and gives the ball right back to the Colts. They drive down, get in a good position, but have to end up settling for a field goal, making the score 16-10. And then after that, the Eagles drive all the way down, take a lot of time off the clock, and then finish the drive with a rushing touchdown by Jalen Hurts to make the score 17-16, but the Colts had a minute 20 left, and Matt Ryan had plenty of time, and we go backwards, and then it gets to 4th and 21, and Matt Ryan just throws a check down to Deion Jackson because he was getting blitzed because the O-line can't block long enough for him to throw a bomb, and Deion Jackson, for some reason, runs out of bounds, and that's how the game ends. Sirianni pulled a Pat Bev and started talking crap to the fans, even though he barely beat the Colts, who are not a good team this year. Barely beat them. Barely beat Jeff Saturday, my dad. Barely beat Jeff Saturday in his second ever head coaching game by 1. And, yeah. The only thing I need to say about this game is the execution was poor. It just wasn't. The execution wasn't good at all. The defense played one of the best games they've ever played. I mean, there's going to be people in the comments being like, well, they let Jalen Hurts score the game-winning touchdown. The Eagles scored 17 points in this game. No, fun fact, that is the least amount of points they've scored all season. What more do you want the defense to do? The offense really needs to get better. That's the only thing I can say. Specifically, the O-line needs to get better. Like last week, we had false hope that the offense was going to be better, but we should have known better because it was just against the Raiders, who have one of the worst defenses in the league. So, yeah. It wasn't a good day, to say the least. They just didn't. The offense couldn't get anything done. The defense in that second half gave them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and they just couldn't take advantage. We also just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. It was just, we had so many, unforced errors. It wasn't even funny. There was holding calls every time we tried to run the ball, which is why we weren't running the ball, because the O-line can't run block to save their lives. Let me rephrase that. Bernard Reinman and Will Fries can't block to save their lives. All of our penalties on offense came from those two and Michael Pittman Jr. He had a holding call, but all the other ones came from Bernard Reinman and Will Fries, and I'm sure those are just rookie mistakes. They'll figure it out because they're both still young players. Reinman's a rookie, and Fries, he's a second-year guy who's never really played. Jeff Saturday did say that he liked what he has at the O-line, and that's what we're going to stick with, which is good, I think, because they'll get better. They just need time. Like, it's not going to be pretty. There's growing pains. They're gonna get it figured out, and they're gonna be good linemen. It's gonna take a minute to figure out. And also, I think that I don't know, it's gonna take some time for things to get going again. The offense is still broken. There's a lot of things that need to be improved on that offense, namely the offensive line. There's people out here blaming Matt Ryan. I don't blame Matt Ryan. He had a pretty good game in my eyes. He only had 9 incompletions. I think he was 23 of 32. Had over 200 yards, so he was pretty efficient. He did his job. Jonathan Taylor had 84 yards and a touchdown. The defense played awesome. It's just we need to execute better, and that's basically all there is to it. We just got to execute better. I mean, we had every opportunity to win this game. When it was 13-3, it was 13-3 in the fourth quarter. We had the lead, and I was worried. That's what this team does to me. As an NFL fan, when you're up by 10 points in the fourth quarter, you shouldn't have to worry. But I do, because I don't trust this team at all. They're just not a good team. I don't know, man. This offense, the defense is awesome. The defense shut down Philly for most of that game, but they came alive in the fourth quarter. And when I was watching that game, I said to myself, when we were up by 10 points in the fourth quarter, I said, we need to pull away right now, because sooner or later, the Eagles are going to get their shit together. And right after I said that, the Eagles go down, they score their touchdown, and then they score another one, and then they take the lead. And that is the second time this season we've blown a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter. And they were both against the NFC East, and they were both 17-16 games at home. We play the Cowboys is the next NFC East team we play. If we lose to them 17-16 after blowing a fourth quarter lead, I'm going to lose it. Just saying, I'm going to lose it if that happens. But that's neither here nor there. That's a few weeks away. I'm not worried about that game right now. And I know there's probably going to be people in the comments that criticize Jeff Saturday. I think Jeff Saturday doing a great job. Okay? I mean, there's people giving him his praises. We competed with one of the best teams in the NFL. We got to keep that in mind too. People like to call the Eagles frauds. They're not frauds. They did lose to the Commanders, but the Commanders, I think they're a pretty solid team. They're a lot better with Taylor Heineke playing quarterback, which is why they're sticking with him instead of going back to Carson Wentz. Even though Carson Wentz is healthy now, they're sticking with Taylor Heineke because he's doing a lot better. And I think the Eagles, they're doing a pretty good job. They're going to be a team that's playing for a Super Bowl in January. And yeah, I have a lot of faith in the Eagles. And we went with them. We had their number the entire way. And Jeff Saturday said it. We can't be leaving that many points on the field. We left so many points on the field. It's not even funny. Like Chase McLaughlin's missed field goal. I'm not putting this loss on Chase McLaughlin at all. But if he makes that field goal, we win the game. Because, I mean, that's 3 points right there. And we had several opportunities. Like that in the fourth quarter when we kicked the field goal to go up 16-10, that should have been a touchdown drive. It really should have been. But we just can't execute, and it's a little frustrating. I feel like the play calling could have been better, but Parks Frazier, it's his first time still doing it. He's still getting used to it. It's going to take some time for that stuff to develop. Honestly, the play calls weren't even that bad. It was a pretty decently called game. Of course, there was a lot of mistakes, but there was a lot of stuff that I liked about the play calling, and I think this team we would have to win out to have any shot at making the playoffs, but I think our season's over, personally, because, I mean, yeah, we did just compete with a great team, but even if we went out, we'd be 10-6-1, and I think with how the AFC's playing out, I don't know if that's going to be enough to get into the playoffs, so we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I am proud of the guys. They They competed with the Eagles. It was a very close game. We had them. We had them exactly where we wanted them. We played the game we wanted to play, but we just couldn't execute our opportunities. And when you don't execute against a good team like that, you most of the time you lose the game. So I'm just gonna say GG's to Eagles fans. It was a good game to watch. I still think we should have won, but y'all took advantage of our missed opportunities, and good on you guys. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications, and follow everything in the description box. See you guys next time. Bye.